Stay tuned for my facial follow-up today. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm getting a facial, and if you have been watching since the very beginning, which is only a few months long of my channel, one, I appreciate it. Two, you saw that I did a video of one of my first facials, and I'm on a journey this year to improve my skin and get rid of some redness and some dark spots and some wrinkles. So today I'm going back in for a facial, and I want to take you along and show you what's working, what's not working, and let you know how the facial goes today. I will tell you that there's been some ups and downs in this process, and I can't say that I'm overly happy with my results right now. But stay tuned. I'm gonna go get my facial, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna report to you what I find out from my esthetician and what our game plan is moving forward. All right, so just got home from my facial, and I know his little ho-hum drum there in that little intro. But really, I like the girl that I'm going to. I think she's really good, and she's young, and I think she's really got energy for the profession and is got some really cool tools up her sleeve. So I was happy with today's treatment. It is, well, I've been happy with all the treatments with Allie. But today, it's just so relaxing. If you had told me uh, that I would love getting facials because they're so relaxing, I would have laughed because I don't like people touching my face. Like I don't touch my face. Just don't do it. However, when you're getting a facial, I feel like there's a purpose and a meaning behind it, and it has a different feel to me. So it was so relaxing again today. It was like, oh man, this is just nice. I'm also having to like take 45 minutes to an hour out of my time and lay down and, chill out on a heated bed. Oh, it was, yeah, like I said, it was really nice and relaxing. I wrote down the steps she did today because there's so many steps to these. I forget what the heck she even does. And each has its own purpose. My purpose behind taking on this venture in 2025 of having regular facials and trying to figure out my skin to get it to look better, not just now, but well into the future as well. It's because I have some darker age spots. I have some fine lines. I have really not fine lines, just like lines that I'd like to reduce. I'd like to look a little bit better, quote unquote, without having to do all of the invasive and chemical stuff that people are doing right now. I'm not interested in doing the Botox. I mean, maybe I would be if it wasn't like super toxic, and gross. And I'm kind of jealous of some of my friends who are looking really good these days, because they're using retinol and some other potentially questionable products. And I say questionable only because there's really some ingredients out there that are not well tested and can very well be harmful to our short-term and long-term health. And I don't want to do that. I want to do this as natural as possible. But I'm an American. I like things done fast. And this is not going to be a fast process. And that's what I need to remind myself. Like, if I'm going to do this, this is the long haul. This is a slow process. It's little baby steps that in the end will really result in better um, in better skin tone and quality. Sorry if you can hear my guinea in the background, by the way. uh, he's not, he's driving us all a little crazy. He keeps pecking the other chickens. So I think he might meet his demise here soon. Good old Fat Albert, the guinea. So anyways, what did we do today? In my treatment, we did another peel. So this is my second peel, and supposedly there's a peel season, and peel season is not, this is like the end of peel season, because you don't really want to be out in the sun or be in heat conditions after you have a peel. I learned this today. I didn't know that. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because you're trying to irritate the top layer of the skin. And if you're doing that, you can't also then exaggerate it by having heat or sweat exposure, that kind of thing. So she's like, if you're doing well, we could potentially still do peels into June. But I have to make sure that I'm using sunscreen and that I am 100% for 24 hours after the peel, not exposing myself to excess heat and sweating and sunlight, direct sunlight exposure. I was like, well, what if I was on a covered deck? She's like, that's fine. I was like, okay, I can handle that. As long as I can be on my new covered deck, we'll be all right. So today we did another peel, again, targeting more of the fine lines and the discoloration within my skin. So she did a double cleanse, which she always recommends that I do at the end of the day anyways, with a certain cleanser that I have. The first cleanse is to get the makeup off. The second cleanse actually works to cleanse the skin itself. Then she did a dermaplane, which is when you just take a razor and you kind of just take all the fine baby hairs off, and that exposes the skin so that you can really get the product onto the skin and have it adhere and do its job, right? And the peel we did today was a 5-berry peel. And the last one we did was a peptide peel. So I was like, oh, I thought we were doing the same one. We weren't. She's like, no, I've got another one in mind for you as well. That's another peel. They all have their different benefits. Again, this one was more for some of that discoloration. This one's going to get deeper into the skin so that the melanin cells in my skin don't continue to produce any more discoloration on the top surface of my skin. So you did the 5-berry peel. Do that twice. So you do it once and you let it dry. And then you do it again and you let it dry. And supposedly it's what she called self-neutralizing. So it stops working after you put it on after a few minutes on the surface, but it's sinking into the skin deeper level then as well. So after that 5-berry peel with the drying time and the self-neutralization, she had these cold globes that she used over the top of my skin. I was like, dude, you got to show me these when I'm done, because I need to see what these look like. And they were really cold. She had them in, she called them their facial freezer. So they were really cold. And the idea behind them, as she swirled them around my face, was to decrease inflammation. So to stop the outer layer from being, aggressively inflammatory. So she used those to help just decrease the inflammation in that top layer of skin. And they were really cold. But also really relaxing, and they felt great. I was like, dude, I need some of these globes to use. Although having someone else do it to your own skin feels really, really good. Then she did an oxygen, I think it was an oxygen treatment, and it smelled like Clinique Happy. If you're a 90s or early 2000s person like myself, you know exactly what that smells like, that super fresh citrus. Oh, it was delightful. I was like, I could handle this. And again, that oxygen treatment was to increase uh, oxygenation to the skin, but then also to decrease the inflammation there. And she ended with a tinted SPF, because I'm not allowed to wear makeup for a day. I'm not allowed to work out for a day and break a sweat. I'm not allowed to be in direct sunlight, which today is not a big deal because we have a air quality warning. It is not awesome out. You definitely can't see the sun. It's almost kind of like hazy and orange and gray. So we don't have to worry about that, but I can't be in the sun and I can't wear makeup for another 24 hours. So minimally invasive peels. If I had done anything more invasive, then, there could be upwards of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days of downtime, which I don't think I could ever do that. I need to work out on a regular basis. I need to be able to sweat. So she ended with that tinted SPF, and she did a lip treatment as well, which is always really nice. That one was very very minty, very winter greeny. It was kind of nice. So in general, I'm looking forward to seeing what this peel does. I'm just got to watch for some redness. I don't think I'm going to get any peeling with this one, but hopefully over the course of time, as we're doing more of these, we can see more continuity of my skin tone and decrease of those wrinkles so that I don't have to turn to some of those more extreme treatments that are so popular right now. So yeah, that's part of my journey and my 2025 facial overhaul. Let me know. I'm curious because I know that I'm going to Allie, but I know there's lots of other providers out there across the country that are doing lots of different things as well. And I'm curious if you've been doing anything for your skin and what you're doing, and if it's working, or if you've got a product that you're like, dude, you got to try this. Because I've tried a lot of things. I've tried the frownies, which they do work, but you got to do them every night. And it's not like they last forever. Maybe I just need to do them long enough where they finally retrain the muscles in my forehead. I've been doing some different serums, and I bought a gua sha tool, which I don't know how to gua sha, so that doesn't really help me. But I'm invested in this. I want to figure this out. And if there's a tool or a trick or tip that that could help me out, please pass it on. I would be very appreciative. And I'm also appreciative of you watching and tuning in today. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, give a thumbs up on this one, like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned because we've got new episodes that come out Monday and Thursdays every week.